how you can make your wedding truly accessible to a disabled family member or a friend. Well, today I am going to talk about how my best friend made his wedding truly accessible so that I can come and celebrate with him on his beautiful day and celebrate his beautiful wife and him. And let me tell you something. It wasn't just making sure the wedding was accessible in terms of the venue accessibility. It was more so how he showed up to me and how he made sure that I was going to be accessible, even in a loud environment with lots of people and a potentially overwhelming situation turned into a beautiful celebration of him or himself and a wedding in general. So let me start by telling you how he did it and how you might want to do it as well. The first thing that me and him did when he was preparing to get married or plan a wedding is we had not open communication and open conversation about what I might need. Would I need to have a direct support professional with me? Did I want one of my other best friends to be my wedding date? Did I want to bring a family member to support me? Would I be there the whole time? Would it make more sense for me to only be there for a certain part of the wedding? Do I want to try attending multiple parts of the wedding? I think those are all things that you want to talk about with your best friend, and if you have a friend that has known you for a very long time, they could be able to tell you what may or may not trigger you at their wedding in terms of what happened with your disability or your processing disorder. So I was able to have a open conversation with my friend. For me, my two main accommodations that I usually need at big events is one, I need to be able to bring a plus one. With for those of you who don't know what plus one means, that means I basically need to bring someone to help me in my everyday life, whether that I need help eating dinner, I need help accessing the venue, I need a driver, I need help going to the bathroom. And then the second accommodation that I normally need is I need to know that I can attend the wedding and it can be a not a what the word. I can attend the wedding and not get overstimulated. So I need to also know exactly what is going to happen at the wedding when. So me and him were able to have open conversations about the wedding itinerary and also about how I was going to be able to bring a plus one. Very early on in the wedding planning process, he did test me and let me know that I am able to bring whoever I wanted to that wedding. He did not dictate who I could or could not ask to be my wedding assistant, which is really, really awesome because he knew that putting that little bit of power inside of me would be very helpful and eliminate him anxiety. Whether he meant to do that or not, I don't know, But Pam, if you're watching this video and meant to do that, you are amazing. The second thing that I did when preparing for the wedding is if I looked up their wedding itinerary on their wedding website and I read through all the event activities that were listed for the entire wedding day and the amount of time each event would be at. So what I did is after reading each wedding event time and and I decided what activity would be best for me, and I went with that. The next thing I did to ensure affable wedding celebration and accessibility for myself is I tested my best friend a week prior to my wedding to let him know who I was bringing to my wedding as my plus one and what my plan was. This will allow the bride and the groom to know when you are coming and what they might be able to from you. So those are the three things I did he things that I did prior to my wedding day. The first thing I did was open communication with my best friend about what accommodations I did or I needed. The second thing I did prior to wedding day is I read up on their wedding website about the type of event they were having and decided when would be the best time for me to attend their event. And the third thing I did was I reached out to the bride and groom prior to wedding day to let them know what my what my what my final wedding day plan would be. Now, moving on to how I advise the actual wedding day and how you might be able to act well. So, when wedding day came around, I had my DSP with the direct support professional or the person who is pointing you to the wedding. I had them come to my house and help me do my hair, make dress, do my makeup for the wedding itself. During that time, if you are somebody who needs this, during that time, it might be a good idea to talk to that person about what is your plan if you've been overwhelmed. So maybe talking to your emergency evacuation plan while doing your hair and makeup and knitting dress is also something you want to do. So once I was ready, I headed out to the venue about 30 minutes early. Now on my best friend's wedding invitation, it did tell me that I could arrive 30 minutes early to the ceremony, which was awesome because it allowed me to make a custom annotation to my surroundings and the venue. However, if your wedding invitation does not specify a certain time that you can be there prior to the wedding, that might be something that you want to talk to the bride and groom or wedding host about, especially if you've been overwhelmed in new environment. Sometimes, like myself, attending a place in advance could be very helpful. Along those lines, I almost forgot to mention another thing I did prior to wedding day was I drove around the venue, so I knew exactly what to expect. And then I attended the ceremony like any other normal person would do as a proud best hen. And then what what the ceremony was over, I then went up to some of my other best hens and talked to them for a little bit and was able to see my best hen who got married, so he knew I was there. But I went up to my best friend and I let them know that I may or may not be back from hospital hour because this particular wedding had a very long break in between with was amazing for those with disability and those in general. However, I was very tired and wanted to go home and rest after celebrating the wonderful couple. So what I did was I was able to, after the ceremony, quietly go up to my other best friend and talk to them for a little bit, make a hope for appearance. He my best friend who got married, so he knew I was there. But then also let somebody else know that, hey, I'm getting tired, I'm getting exhausted, and I think I'm going to go home and rest a little bit, and I don't know if I'll be back for the rest of the festivity. Could you please let the bride and the groom know that I miss them very much and I can't wait to celebrate them at a later time and celebrate them more, but I had a wonderful time at the wedding. When you are able to let your other friends know that, hey, I was there, hey, I had a wonderful time, could you please tell the bride and the groom? I think that is a very nice way to end it, and that way they know that you had a good time. It wasn't something that they did wrong at their wedding. It was a you thing and a disability thing that you had to take care of. Never remember. So I hope this video will help her to some of you planning a wedding for a disabled best or a disabled patron that will be at your wedding. If it was, make sure you like this video, comment down below any other wedding tips you have, and make sure you check out my other wedding video about how you can make your wedding accessible if you have a disabled family member and may have to attend the entire wedding. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!